Welcome to Introduction to Data Analysis. In this video, you are going to learn what data analysis is, databases, information, types of data analysis, why data analysis is one of the most in-demand skill, the 5-step process of data analysis, the types of data analysts that we have, the tools every data analyst uses and their functions. And you're also going to look at 3-word examples, skills needed to become data analyst, and how you can learn data analysis today. Now, what is data analysis? Data analysis is the process of collecting, organizing, cleaning, examining, and interpreting data to uncover useful insights and support decision making. Now, let's look at supermarket setting as an example. So data analysis will help you to check the best-selling products, the peak shopping hours, the customer preferences, and the highest profit products. Okay, so without data analysis, all these things you can just get them through assumptions. But with data analysis, you can get the accurate results. So data analysis helps organizations to make informed decisions rather than relying on assumption. Now, let's look at data versus information. What is data and what is information? Data refers to raw facts, measurements, observation, or record collected from various sources, while information is data that has been processed, organized, analyzed, and interpreted to provide meaning. So let's look at this example. If you look at student score, you just collected data about student score 65, 78, 82, and 90. So when it is still in this format, it is just a data, right? It has not been processed. You've not made any meaning out of it. It has not been analyzed. So it is still in its raw format. It is just a record. But by the time you process it from being student record equal to 65, 78, 82, 92, making a meaning out of it, like the highest score is 90, the lowest score is 65, the average score is this. So by the time you process it and get meaning out of it, it is no longer a data, it is now an information. For example, you can also get a meaning like Tuesday recorded the highest sales from daily sales. Okay, when the daily sales is still in the format of 15,000, 20,000, 18,000, it is still a data. It has not been um it has not been organized, it has not been analyzed, it is just in its raw format. But by the time you make a meaning out of it, you organize it, you analyze it, you interpret it, it will now move from its raw form, which is data, to an information. So the difference between data and information is that data is still raw. It can be observation or a record that is collected, but information is processed, it is organized, and it has meaning. Now let's look at 4 types of data analysis. We have descriptive analysis, diagnostic analysis, predictive analysis, and prescriptive analysis. We have the 2Ds and the 2Ps. Okay, so now each of them have the questions that they solve. For example, descriptive analysis solve the problem, what happened? Example, monthly sales summary record, highest profits in the month of March, the total profit, the total revenue, the total sales, highest sales, which sales rep made the higher sales and which sales rep made the lower sales. Okay, so that is example of descriptive analysis. The number of patients recorded in the month of January in healthcare, using healthcare data sets, or the number of, it is just trying to solve the problem of what happened. For diagnostic analytics, it is solving the problem of why did it happen. For example, we want to check the root cause of decline in sales in the third quarter. So you can use what? Diagnostic analysis to do that. Okay, so the next one is predictive analysis. What is predictive analysis? It is solving the problem of what will happen. Predictive, you want to use the past record to forecast the future. Okay, for example, let's look at you want to forecast the next month's revenue using the past record. Okay, using the past record to forecast the next month's revenue. So that is predictive analysis. Then for prescriptive analysis, it is solving the problem of what should we do. Okay, so you're just trying to recommend something. So you want to use the past record to recommend what they should do. For example, recommend best pricing strategy. So, okay, so that is the four main types of data analysis that we have. Now, why data analysis is one of the most in-demand skills is because currently we have more data. Everyday organizations, different organizations from healthcare system, IT, finance, different organizations, different sectors are now generating more data sets. And the more we have data sets, the more we have different types of data analysts. Okay, so now we have more data than ever. It helps in making evidence-based decision and also increase profits, also for global job opportunities. Now you cannot just work in Nigeria, you can work anywhere, even remotely, as a data analyst. So that is why data analysis is one of the most in-demand skill. Now let's look at the data analysis process. Let's look at the data analysis process. We have 5 main processes in data analysis. The first one is data collection, data cleaning, data analysis, data visualization, and decision making. Now, I'm going to explain each of these steps. Okay, so the first step is what? Data collection. For your data collection, you cannot just go out there and start collecting data. You must know the project that you want to solve. For example, if your project is in healthcare system, you don't have any business going to collect data in the church. Or if your project is sales, under sales, you don't have any business going to hospital to gather data, to collect data. Okay, so you must know your targets, you must know your audience. Now, coming to the first step, which is data collection. You can collect data using different methods. You can use survey, you can collect the data from databases, websites, sales record, using different apps too. Okay, so after collecting your data, what's the next process? The next process is what? Data cleaning. You clean your data. How do you clean your data? You don't use mop to mop your data. You don't use broom to to clean your data. So we have different tools that you can use to clean your data. You can use Excel, you can use Power BI, you can use Python. So these are different things that you can use to clean your data. So what do you do in data cleaning? You remove duplicates, you remove empty row. If you have empty row, you remove empty rows. You fix missing values, you remove errors. You can change date types and the rest of them. So if you look at your data, the data that you have, it will help you to know the kind of data approach that you're going to use. It will help you to know the things that you can do in your data cleaning. Okay, so and data cleaning will also help you to prepare your data set for further analysis. Remember, data cleaning is like the 80% of the things that we do in data analysis. Without cleaning your data properly, it will affect whatever analysis that you want to do. Remember, okay, let's look at this example. If you're supposed to have two different categories in gender, and you have male, you have female, and you have female, but the spelling you have a female that the spelling is incorrect. So if you did not clean it off and change it to female, you, instead of having two different categories, now you will have three. And have you seen, it will now change your it will change this thing, the gender, to three categories instead of two. So since it has changed to three, whatever analysis you are doing is wrong. So everything you are doing is wrong. So that is why you should pay more and close attention to your data cleaning, okay, and prepare it very well for your further analysis. So after data cleaning, the next thing is what? You analyze your data. And how do you analyze your data? You find patterns, you find trends, check relationships. For example, you also check the KPIs and the rest of them. You check highest profits, the month you made the highest profits, how much you made, and the rest of them if you're using sales data sets. Okay, there are different things that you can use. The best selling location, the location that gave the highest profit, the gender that gave the highest profit, the product that gave the highest profit. So this will also help you to know which products to restock and which products to reduce while restocking. So it will help you to know they want to add more and they want to reduce. Okay. All right. So the next step is data visualization. Now, for the data visualization, this is just to use chart and graph to represent those insights that you got from your data. Okay, so now you use charts, you use graph to represent, for example, where the highest five, okay, the top five customers. You can use your graph to do that. You can also, there are different graphs that you can use. You can use line charts when you're talking about trends and pattern. You can use line charts. So you can use different graph to build your dashboard, and make sure that your dashboard is readable while building your visualization, while building your dashboard. Okay, it must be readable. So after everything, the next step is what? Decision making. This is when you use the insights to improve strategies. Now let's look at types of data analysts that we have and what they do. We have business analysts, and their work is to improve business operations and processes. Then we have financial analysts, and their work is budgets, investment, and company performance. Then we have marketing analysts, and their work is to check customer behaviors and advertising performance. Then we have healthcare analysts. These are people in medical, and their work is what? They work with patient data for better care. Then we have operations analysts, and their work is what? Efficiency in logistics and supply chain. Then we have monitoring and evaluation analysts. Then their work is to measure effectiveness of projects. So all these things now, they are different industries and same core analytical skills. So whatever industry that you are, you must what? Know the skill of data analysis. You must have this data analysis skills. Now let's look at tools every data analyst use and their functions. For a start, please use Excel. Start with Excel. After Excel, you can now move over to maybe Power BI, SQL, and the rest of them. But please, for a beginner, use Excel. So we have different tools. We have Microsoft Excel. You can use it to clean. You can also use pivot table, different formulas, and different charts. Then we have SQL. You use it to query database. You can find, filter, join, and the rest of them. Then we have Power BI. You use it to build interactive dashboard and business reporting. Then we have Python. You use it for analysis, automation, and also machine learning. We also have Tableau. You use it for advanced visualization and data storytelling. So these are different tools that you can use in your data analysis. And in our channel, we'll be talking about Microsoft Excel, SQL, Power BI, and Python. We'll also be looking at Tableau. All right. So, but for a start, please use Microsoft Excel. If you use Microsoft Excel, you will have foundation of data cleaning, how data frame is, and the rest of them. So it is advisable to start from Excel. Don't just jump into Power BI or SQL or just Python. Please start as a data analyst. Start with Excel. You can now move over to the advanced ones later. So let's look at real life data analysis example. In retail store, you can, with the help of data analysis, you can identify the best selling products and stock gaps. In bank, data analysis can help you to detect fraud and assess credit risk. Now, in hospital, you can monitor patient outcome and also improve patient care. So in school, it can help you to track performance and find learning gap. Also in e-commerce, it can help you to recommend products from customer behaviors. So these are different real life data analysis example. Now, let's talk about skills needed to become a data analyst. We have technical skills and we have soft skill. So as we are looking at it, you use your mind to check the ones that you genuinely have. So let's look at technical skills. The technical skills are the Excel, SQL, Power BI, Python, statistics. We still have more. Then for the soft skill, we have critical thinking. You can be able to ask the right questions. Problem solving, you can be able to find solutions using data. Then we have communication, you can be able to explain insights to non-technical audience. Then for also attention to details, you can be able to catch errors and inconsistencies. Okay, so you can be able, with your attention to detail, you can be able to see, okay, that we have three different categories instead of two. So you can be able to see it and correct it. Okay. All right. So how to start learning data analysis in 2026? Learn Excel. You can learn about formulas, functions, pivot tables, and charts. You can also learn how to the different charts that you can use. You know, there are different charts that you can use for a particular thing. For example, if you're looking at line charts, if you're looking at pattern, date, time, change over time, so you use what? Line charts. You should be able to know this is the chart I'm supposed to use for this. Good. After that, you learn SQL, how to retrieve and manipulate data from databases. You learn Power BI. Power BI will help you to build dashboard and visuals and visual reports. You learn Python. Python will help you to automate tasks and advance analysis. So you can also learn how to build projects like sales dashboard, HR analysis, and healthcare data sets. So all these things, we'll be building them in our channel. Then also how to create portfolio, GitHub, LinkedIn, and personal websites. Also, you can apply for jobs like internships, junior roles, and the rest of them. So this is how you can start learning data analysis in 2026. So if you're ready to start, consistency matters more than speed. Project beats certificate. You know, in tech, anything tech is all about practical. It is not your certificate matters while applying the job, but what they are looking for is what you can do, the results you can produce. Okay, all right. So I will see you in our next video. In our next video, we'll be looking at introduction to Excel basics.